Well, hello everyone. Thank you for stopping by my channel. And today we have something super exciting. I have not seen this done before. Doesn't mean it hasn't been done. I just haven't seen it. These are quail eggs, and quail eggs come in a variety of colors and patterns. As you can see, some of them have nice big spots. Some of them are just mottled. Some of them are even blue. So, this one here has a celadon gene. It's a special gene that can be bred into quail, and they produce beautiful blue eggs. And the camera just really isn't doing the blue justice, but these are so cute and tiny and wonderful. And people have made jewelry with them before, but I'm going to do something a little different. So you blow these out however you like doing it. I like the one hole method where you drill a hole with a Dremel in the bottom very carefully, and then you take a syringe and blow out the contents. You can do the two hole method if it's easier for you. This one, I just think it keeps the integrity of the egg a little bit better. So I just do the one hole method. If you would like a video on how to do that, let me know in the comments below, and I can show you that in a future video. But these I did paint. I wanted to do something specific, something a little different. So I painted some of them this beautiful gold. I didn't do a great job, as you can tell, but it doesn't really matter. So I stuck them on toothpicks, spray painted the heck out of them on this little piece of styrofoam. And now I'm going to put a little jewelry pin in there. So this is for jewelry making, and it has a little flat end on the bottom, and it fits perfectly in that little dremeled hole there. And I made the hole just big enough so that the pin head can fit in. And then I'm going to stick a little bit of this J-Diction. It's the high viscosity UV resin. So I just put a little drip on the top there and smooth it out so it's not this huge bleb on the top. And I just want the stick to stick in there, because we're going to be hanging these from little earring hooks or a necklace. And so I want that to be nice and strong. So I put a nice drop so that it would go in the hole, surround that little pin head, and hold that in there really well. And stick it under the light and then put it back in. Now this is a different egg because I was having some issues with my dexterity, and I did end up breaking the last one. So I used this method first. It's the tack it. If you've never used tack it before, it goes on wet, and then as it dries, it gets tacky. You do need a couple coats for this, though. I did speed this up because it was not my favorite method. It was very tacky. It worked great, but the Mod Podge actually worked a little bit better. These daisies are kind of thicker, and the tack it wasn't working as well as I wanted it to. And then this one, of course, I stuck down, upside down, tried to get it off, and the tack it was still there, and of course, it wasn't going to come off. So I was like, well, you're staying there. And it actually looked fine. So this one is covered with tacket, and then I switched to the Mod Podge, and on one of the other eggs I just did all Mod Podge, and it worked really great, especially with the thicker plants, like the thicker daisies or anything a little more stable. The Mod Podge was able to work a little bit better. So you just need one product. Just the Mod Podge works just fine. And then I'm just covering the whole egg with this Mod Podge, putting on as much as I want. The more you put on, it's going to dry clear. It'll be totally fine underneath the resin once it's completely dried. And it will probably seal the flowers a little bit better also. So it will prevent a little bit against discoloration. This I'm planning on wearing out in the sun, so it will probably discolor a little bit, but it probably will look even cooler as it discolors if I want something cool and antique-y looking. So it might look super, super cool. Anyway, so then after that is dry, this is the next day. So this is perfectly dry Mod Podge on there. There's no moisture in there at all. Very dry. I'm covering with the high viscosity J-Diction UV resin again, and I'm just kind of holding onto that pin. Make sure you're super careful when you do this, because I was a little rough and broke one. And then I kind of had to Mod Podge it back together. Not Mod Podge, resin it a little bit back together. So it was very sad, but you can't really tell now that I broke it, but I know that I broke it. So I'm putting it under my UV light. This is the first coat, and it looks great. And I'm just using the little stick kind of as a tumbler turner would do. And I'm turning it so that the UV resin doesn't pool on one end of the egg or the other, that it's evenly coated. This is the high viscosity, so it shouldn't do that too bad, but it will do that. So it's in there just turning, and look how shiny and beautiful it looks. Oh my gosh. So this is probably 3 coats later. You can do a little light sanding between coats if there's little bumps or anything, but I found that I didn't need to do that. So just 3 coats later, under the UV light between each coat, and make sure that it's nice and cured. And then you can cut this little jewelry thing off and make a little loop. You can stick beads on it. You can decorate it however you want. You can make beautiful necklaces or anything. I wouldn't suggest a keychain just because they are still a little bit fragile. Even with the coats of resin on there, it'll make it a lot more stable, but I probably wouldn't want to bang it around or drop it off a cliff or anything. And then also, if you do like this content, please like or subscribe. If you hit the like button, that really helps get my videos out there. That's probably the most important thing, is just hitting the like button. So that way YouTube knows, hey, this video is pretty nifty. So here are the earrings. And they look so beautiful. I also did one with no embellishments at all, just a plain one on a necklace. And honestly, I don't know which one I like the best. I think I like the plain better, but let me know what you think. They're all super beautiful, and the shininess on there is just, oh. So who would have thought that these regular old quail eggs could turn into this beautiful jewelry? And you can probably do so much stuff with this, but look how beautiful they look. They're so fun. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Come on back and watch more videos.